I spent weeks making this Fortnite map and it got 0 players. Okay, that's not 100% accurate to say it got 0 players, but this map went into discovery over 5 times, and each time it didn't really accumulate any players at all. To see the actual peak of the CCU, let's go ahead and take a look at Fortnite GG. So we can see we got a 36 player peak of all time, 1 player in the hours, 1 in the 24 hours. We went into new and updated quite a few times. We went into new updates. We went into new and updated and survival, and we even went into the relaxing tab. So we got quite a lot of generosity in terms of getting into tabs with this map. So you can see for a map reaching into discovery this many times that my plays is quite terrible. Let's take a look at the thumbnail. You can see I'd say that the thumbnail is actually quite good and it does represent the island well. But if we take a look at its click-through rate, we can see that the click-through rate is actually quite bad. Now, let's take a look at some gameplay. We can see that the gameplay is accurate to the thumbnail, but for whatever reason, the thumbnail just wasn't clickable. Obviously, we can't just blame everything on the thumbnail, because if we take a look at average play duration, it is also very low. There are many reasons why this map might have failed. I want to discuss why I think the map failed, so maybe you might not make the same mistakes. My map is quite creative. Literally, it's basically creative inside of creative, except you don't get paid. The idea here was it's supposed to be like a Minecraft plot server where you go on a plot, you claim it, you build what you want, you have some fun. Obviously, it's not the exact same because when I made this originally, I added walls and tiles, floor tiles. They just weren't doing very well. Like with being placing, they didn't have any kind of grid snap, and I felt like that ruined the experience from just the beginning. So I did remove them, and I retried the map. I think there are some fun mechanics here. There's plenty of plots to choose from. You can build whatever you want. There's persistence too, so you can come back if you want to. But this ties into the second issue. The game loop itself, well, there isn't really a game loop. All you do, spawn into the game, get told how to play the game, place your props, and that's it. There's nothing in terms of progression. There's nothing that needs to be grinded for. And the game loop itself is just, or kind of lack of game loop is kind of just unsatisfying. If we could think of a game like House Flipper, you kind of have to buy the house, sell the house, break everything, get more money, succeed in that way, which is obviously more fun. But because of how I made it, which is all of the props are free, just out of the gate, it's kind of just boring for the player in that way. You are told how to play the game, but I still think an issue with this game is it is too complex for the typical Fortnite player. Just like with this video, most people have already clicked off in the first couple of seconds because there's a lot more fun things you could be doing, and there's plenty of other choices you can choose from. So same with a Fortnite map. Why should the player pick your map instead of somebody else's map when they could be having more fun elsewhere? Obviously, we could say this is to do with attention span, but at the end of the day, people don't want to wait to have fun. They want to have fun straight away. The fourth issue, obviously, after the thumbnail, the game loop, and the complexibility. Damn, even the word complexibility is too complex. The game itself is too niche. Compared to all of the other games that are meta for Fortnite right now, which are typically shooting games, obviously there are some tycoons, there are some horror games, and there's some like RP games. All of those are the more mainstream kind of maps. And I'd say an issue I made here was deviating too far from the mainstream, from the meta maps. If this map was just put inside of like a Drive City or of an RP game, it would be a much more cool thing. It's just a tiny little mini part of the game instead of being the entire game itself. As well, you could make that a better part of the game loop by making people have to buy things by like doing missions in the world, and it'll feel more rewarding to place all of the props. I still do think this map has a lot of potential, but it shouldn't be just the entire game itself. It should be added into an already existing map to improve that map, not just a standalone thing by itself. These are the main takeaways from my experience. I hope you learned something by watching this. If you're an absolute beginner to Creative 1.0 UFN, I got a course, first link in the description. And if you want to keep watching my videos, go ahead and take a look at this one.